Hello and welcome back to Dr. Mina Academic Hub. I'm Dr. Mina, a Marie Curie alumna, and I'm so glad you're here. This video is part of our first phase series where we break down important concepts to help you write strong MSCA Postdoctoral Fellowship proposal. If you haven't yet, check out the previous videos on writing tips and how to strengthen your proposal's impact section. They are all available on this channel. Today's video is a crucial one. Open Science. Open Science in MSCA Postdoctoral Fellowship proposals. So let's dive in. So what is open science anyway? Open science is all about making research transparent, accessible, and reproducible. It means sharing not just your results, but also your data, methods, and processes so others can build on your work, validate it, or even collaborate more effectively. So open science is about collaborative, transparent approach to research across the life cycle. Early and open sharing of results, data, software, fair data principles means that your data are findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. And also, citizen and stakeholder engagement, open to the world. It's all related to open science, which is a big part of your proposal, your MSCA proposal, or actually any other proposal in the Horizon Europe. Why open science matters in Horizon Europe. Open science, just like impact, is not a buzzword. In Horizon Europe, it's a priority. It reflects the EU's commitment to scientific integrity, societal trust, and maximizing the public value of your research. So, integrating open science into your proposal shows evaluators that your research will be inclusive, responsible, and useful well beyond academia. So EU policy priority under Horizon Europe and different agenda, they focus on open science. So for example, in Model Grant Agreement, Article 17 makes certain practices mandatory under Horizon Europe. So evaluator um, will evaluate your work under excellence and implementation criteria. And also, open science will boost your impact, reproducibility of your research, and also will boost your visibility. Some open science practices are mandatory under the model grant agreement. You're required to provide open access to publication and to manage your research data responsibly. For example, immediate open access to peer-reviewed publication via repository like your university repository and using one of these licenses that I will explain later. And also every single project under Horizon Europe, including MSCA Postdoctoral Fellowship proposal, Postdoctoral Fellowship have to provide the EU with a data management plan within 6 months, and they also have to deposit their data based on fair principles, as I explained before. Also, your open metadata under CCO licenses with persistent identifier like DOI is among the mandatory obligation. Rapid access rule during public emergencies is also mandatory. So these are mandatory open access obligations that you should consider when you're writing your MSCA Postdoctoral Fellowship proposal. As you can see in this slide, there are different Creative Commons licenses And for your proposal, you should consider these differences. For example, CC BY means that you can use it, remix it, even sell it, just credit the creator. Or CC BY CA attribution share alike, it means you can share freely but keep it open. Adaptation must carry the same license. There are differences between them. So, for example, CCO, it means public domain dedication, no rights reserved. Anyone can use, remix, or share freely and no credit needed. However, beyond the mandatory obligation, Horizon Europe strongly recommends additional practices. For example, pre-registration of studies and analytical plans, publishing preprints, and exploring open peer review, sharing tools like software, models, workflow with persistent identifiers like DOI, engaging in citizen science and co-creation, and ensuring your data is available for validation and reproducibility. These are important parts that are not obligatory requirements under Horizon Europe. However, Horizon Europe strongly recommends these practices. So, mentioning them in your proposal could be beneficial for you. Another question, where to write about open science in your proposal? So, firstly, in the methodology section, because here you can outline your open science commitment clearly using concrete example. You can also mention open science briefly in your impact section, particularly if you expect it to broaden reach or engagement. So you can also mention in your implementation about capacity, achievements. You can also mention open science practices as part of your tables, like past open output. Also, um, these all could be a package, your open science package as part of your proposal. To support your open science goal, platforms like Zenodo or Open Research Europe are great options. You're not obliged to publish there, but doing so ensures you're aligned with Horizon Europe's open access policies. Open Research Europe also offers fast, high quality and transparent publication for EU-funded work. You can find many examples of open science practices, even MSCA proposals, even data management plan, even dissemination plans in these platforms. Zenodo is a very strong symbol of open science in the EU. Also, as you can see in this slide, Open Research Europe is a high-quality, reliable, and efficient open access publishing venue for EU-funded research. And remember, it's optional, completely optional, no obligation to publish there. But if you do, you comply with Horizon Europe policies. As I mentioned before, the key place for writing the open access practices in your methodology section. This is where you describe how your research will be conducted, and open science is an essential part of that. In this section, clearly explained what open science practices you will follow, for example, preprints, data sharing, pre-registration, or open peer review, how you will implement them, mention platforms like OSF, Zenodo, or Research Europe, describe how you will manage your data, ensure it's fair, It means findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable, and why these practices make sense for your field. Not all disciplines require the same approach, so justify your choices. Will transparency enhance trust? Will open data improve policy uptake in your field? Remember, evaluator want to see that your open science approach is not just like a show off, a buzzword, but it is an integral part of your research logic. You can briefly refer back to these practices in the impact section when discussing visibility, reuse, or engagement. But remember, your methodology is where you provide the concrete plan. So make it specific, make it credible, and align it well with Horizon Europe values. You can also mention that your institutional support about open access. You can also mention some training courses in your library. For example, I have some open access data management plan training in UCD, so I mentioned them in my proposal. And you can also talk about how these practices, each practice related to your work packages, deliverable, and timeline. So, and also you can frequently refer to your data management plan. I know it's not necessary to have a data management plan while you're writing your proposal, but after that, after starting your fellowship, you have to write a data management plan. So you can write in your proposal that how you will have some training and how you will write these data management plan within the 6 months of starting your project. Here are some trusted preprint platforms, many of which are widely accepted by Horizon Europe reviewers. Although in different fields it's different, like for some fields, preprints, RVICs, for some fields like social sciences, even SSRN is a platform for preprints. You can mention based on your discipline, your field. For researcher in the life sciences, health field, or engineering, computer science, mathematics is different. So trusted preprint platforms in your discipline. There are some do's and don'ts in writing your MSCA proposals, open science practices. For example, be specific, be quantitative, use some identifier like permanent identifier like DOI, use ORCID or ROR, the Research Organization Registry, unique identifier for institution. Explain the concept of as open as possible, as close as necessary. Do not paste just generic information. Tailor these practices based on your proposal, your subject, and also your discipline. Don't forget that in Horizon Europe, only fees for fully open access journals are eligible. For your article's publication, you can mention you will create a Zenodo community with the name of your MSCA project and under the license CC BY. And within 1 week of acceptance, you will upload your paper in your Zenodo community. And for your data set, you can mention you will follow the FAIR principle, you will have DOIs for your data set, and you also upload them in a Horizon Europe compatible repository, like your university repository or other EU compatible repository. For your softwares, you can use GitHub or Zenodo or Archive or MIT license or any other um, platforms that is normal and is common in your specific field. To wrap up about open science, remember, be international, precise about your open science commitment. Use trusted repositories and platforms and show how it contributes to transparency, impact, and public value. Mm, Annotated grant agreements is a great source for open science. Also, MSCA Net policy brief on open science, open air guides, and webinars are really useful to know more about open science, Open Research Europe publishing platforms, and also plan early, be concurrent, and show capacity. Don't forget to mention your training on open science and also data management plan, because these training could be part of your deliverable, could be part of your impact, and can help you write a better data management plan. As I mentioned, open science practices in every field is different. So, for example, in social sciences, survey instrument protocols, coding scheme, deposited in some platforms with version control, cross-national server data, all materials provided in English and local languages. These could be mentioned as your open science practices. As your transparency and reproducibility, you can mention study hypotheses, analytical plans, and also you can mention preprints in SSRN or archive or policy brief, freely available, real-time project website documenting progress, methodological reflection, and GDPR compliant protocol balancing transparency with participants, confidentiality, regular stakeholder workshop with trade union policymaker for knowledge transfer, and how you will use these open science practices in this workshop and enhance contribution to European social policy throughout accessible, reproducible research infrastructure. So this is an example of a project on social sciences, but in every field, in computer science, in physics, mathematics, these open science practices, platforms, and also tools and frameworks and methodologies are different. So you have to tailor these practices based on your specific project, based on your field, based on your knowledge, based on the country that you're doing your MSCA. That's it for today's video. Make sure to check out the earlier videos in the MSCA series and stay tuned for more coming soon, including how to write your methodology section and also other parts of your MSCA proposal. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with other MSCA applicants or early career researcher. Thank you for watching and good luck with your proposal.